What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on tonight. Once again, back in Mexico, as you know, the show continues building up into Bound for Glory. As more matches are being made. A lot have happened on this show tonight. Pretty much kind of recapping off of it. Kicking off with a Knockouts Championship title match going on, as the pretty much show happened last week. Pretty much the first match was Tessa Blanchard and Fabi Apache, who had the Reina de Reinas Championship with her, the current Reina de Reinas champion that's in AAA, as the Knockouts Championship was on the line against Tessa Blanchard. Excuse me. This was a pretty good match, I can tell you that too. Even though I feel it was kind of short for the title, Tessa did look dominant. Pretty much picking up a clean win with a hammerlock DDT. So it was a really good match to kick off the show. It really was. But it could have probably used another couple minutes or two, because it only lasted like about, 5 minutes and 21 seconds. But a really good match. But one of the main focuses was pretty much after the match, as Tessa grabbed the microphone saying she has ran through everyone in the Knockouts division, everyone in the locker room, and she's even took on the best in Mexico. So now she is the best wrestler and athlete in professional wrestling. And as she pretty much to gloat and everything, that there's only one diamond in the Knockouts division. Next thing you know, a returning Taya Valkyrie showed up on the big screen then. She spoke Spanish, saying she was Canadian American, I believe, or official of British Columbia, if I'm correct. And she said she was the Wera Loca. In English, that means crazy white girl. She is a two-time Reina de Reinas champion. Yeah, a two-time. Well, she actually, if I'm correct, she never even lost the damn title. I think they took the belt off of her. It was some, I don't know, contracts in AAA is a strange thing. I'm not really going to get into that thing, because I hear too much when it comes to their contracts. Just look at Lucha Underground and those contracts. Trust me, you got to really look it up. But she also said she was part of the Perros del Mal faction. I think it was ran by Pero I'm sorry if I don't say his name right. Pero Agallo Jr. If you do remember him, he did lead the faction, but unfortunately he was killed in that match. Really accidental against Rey Mysterio. I'm not gonna get into that whole thing. You can look that up if you want to. But as she finished speaking Spanish, she pretty much, she hasn't been around the past few months, but she's heard Tessa, gloat and everything. But you haven't faced me, the best luchador in Mexico. But because she said that Tessa cannot beat Taya, why don't we just have a match of Bound for Glory? The Diamond versus Self-Made, a first generation crazy white girl, and the queen of Lucha Libre at Bound for Glory. As Taya pretty much said, Tessa, the ball's in your court, and she thinks everyone says that Tessa is a bitch then, so she's gonna show her the real one. She would teach her respect at Bound for Glory. So I guess that's going to be official now. Taya versus Tessa Blanchard. At one point, I was wondering where the fuck Taya went after a while, since after the damn Florida tapings. I know her and Johnny got married not that long ago, but I honestly didn't know what the fuck she was doing. I didn't really know where she kind of disappeared off to then, but she is back now. I guess it's going to be her and Tessa in a match at Bound for Glory for the Knockouts Championship. I am looking forward to that match. Now, that will be a hard-hitting battle, especially with both of these women. Both of these women are very great. I can say I saw Tessa Blanchard at All In and was fucking killing it on there. But like I said, both women are great. I'm really looking forward to that match. I'm sure they'll put on pretty much a great match at Bound for Glory. Alicia Edwards in the back, as Eddie Edwards came in with his kendo stick. Kenny, I think his name is. And Alicia called him crazy, but Johnny Impact said he was going to have his back tonight, and called Austin Aries and them turd cutters, as they had a tag team match going on. They then went to OVE in the back, as Sami Callihan was kind of promoed in, and of course Jake Chris, which I just find hilarious. He's just doing all these it's like he's just imitating him from word for word, and even Callihan looks like, what are you doing? And Dave Chris just kind of looks around like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? But Callihan pretty much talked about he was a draw, but tonight he was going to give Jake Chris something, a gift, an opportunity that he would take, but he wanted to give Jake Chris this opportunity. And when he told her who he was facing, you're going to go one-on-one Brian Cage tonight. Next thing you know, Dave kind of starts to laugh at it, crack it up. Is even, Jake is like, hey, listen, man, he almost broke my neck. I don't want to get back in there because Sammy says it's going to be like Terminator 2. And he's going to be dying, falling into the lava because you may be the mini draw, but tonight you're going to be the medium draw. And as Jake looked like he didn't want to do it, Sammy slapped him in the face and kind of, I guess, inspired him. And he says, yeah, get ready for the mini draw. As they said, Ohio's taking over everything. But a very fun promo. I actually thought that was pretty funny. So he had a very funny promo going on. Eli Drake was walking on the streets of Mexico talking about an open challenge next week against all the luchadors. It's a guy they really need to do better. I've said that last week. OVE came out then as Brian Cage went against Jake Kross. A quick match, really. Wasn't that long. It was still pretty good. Actually, really good, I can say that. But Cage won with the drill claw after, Sammy tried to inspire Jake back in there, but he got beat. Callahan and Dave pretty much started beating up Brian Cage then until everything went black. Dave Kross disappeared with his hat still in the ring. They then went to Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix as they had 2x4s. And they started beating up Dave with it then, and then kicked him out of the chair, a big super kick. And Pentagon says, Sierra Medio, and Phoenix said, Animo. Callahan said, Dave! Cage pretty much clotheslined both Sammy and Jake to the ground in as they are still building into this six-man tag. Honestly, I would have gone with a different match than a six-man tag at Bound for Glory because, let's not forget here, Brian Cage is the X Division champion, but they don't have nobody going for that title. And you think they would be putting the title on the line in the damn Bound for Glory because, come on, you got X Division, use the damn X Division. They're just kind of sitting around right now as Brian Cage is the champion, and no one's got... They got nothing going on. You might as well do another goddamn multi-man match, or you could have done a tournament leading to Bound for Glory. But I don't know. I feel like they gotta get the belt off Cage unless they're going to do something with him, with it. Because I don't really need to see a six-man tag at Bound for Glory. Don't get me wrong. All these guys are great, and I think they should be in better matches at Bound for Glory. But the X Division title should be on the line, though. Mackenzie Mitchell was in the back with Austin Aries, Moose, and Killer Kross. As Aries talked about saying, you're still here, you still have a job, huh? And Aries said last week he beat the Texan, and that he came up short, because Aries is the world champion. But who's really going to mess with us when you got two 6'5", 270-pound guys, 75-pound guys standing right next to me? Moose pretty much got on the microphone and said he didn't want to lose his composure tonight. But he pretty said Mackenzie definitely won't lose it now that he sees her. And I guess he's trying to hit on her or something, and that Eddie Edwards is just pretending to be crazy because he thinks it makes him dangerous. But I am dangerous. Him and Kross are, and he was showing why he's the legend known as Moose. I will say heel Moose is great than face Moose because face Moose sucked. Kross then pretty much said that, hello, John, we have a problem here, that you infiltrate all these major companies and just to get success for yourself, and that you have corrupted everything you touch like a plague. So... we got big plans, and we got to take you out of the picture pretty much then. So Aries pretty much said that, we're done with this interview after that, and I know Moose like just got blew a kiss of Mackenzie for some reason. I know he tried to hit on her, but Moose is great. I like the new Moose. He's better than face Moose, I can't say that. Maybe turning him heel is probably the best thing you could do for this guy, because at least he looks kind of cooler now than he was in the begin with. Of course, it showed GWN thing with old version of LAX going against Styles and Daniels at the Bound for Glory in 06. They went to Griedo and Joe Hendry and Katarina as, they talk about the old Access Denied video until Katarina brought out this gift that was a clown saying that there's a lot of clowns in Mexico, famous ones, Killer Clown and Murder Clown or Monster Clown, Psycho Clown, Pagano, but this is Murder Clown, the scariest of them all, and that he will go one-on-one with Joe Hendry next week. We'll see where that goes. Scarlett Bordeaux had this interview somewhere with someone that she had a big announcement, and then next week, not next week, but this announcement is that, tonight she talked about hot shaming worldwide, making a trend, and that we're going to Mick Carter, like Fallah Bahh, to almost being the world champion. But tonight, she said she was going to do a talent search. Any man and woman that would be lucky, she would give all her attention to them 24 hours a day. So I guess she's trying to manage somebody. I don't know what she's doing, but she's going to be scouring talent all over this company. I guess she's going to manage. I don't know where this is leading into. I really don't. But we'll see where this goes with Scarlett Bordeaux's announcement. Gama Singh, God, he cuts a very bad promo. As it was pretty much supposed to be LAX versus the Desi Hit Squad. The Desi Hit Squad seemed really dead, but at least they put on a good match with LAX. Of course, LAX got a pretty much a big reaction down there because it's Mexico and everything, but they still put on a pretty good match. It's just that Desi Hit Squad looks like it's really going nowhere. It really isn't. Eddie Kingston then got in I was in the video in the back somewhere with the OGs, Hernandez and Homicide. Pretty much they call LAX young boy bitches. And he talked about Conan and had this photo when he had a mask back then and how jacked he was when he was still wrestling. And he talked about how he lost that mask then and how he was at the top of the industry at one point. But now he's just low because he lost in a Luchas de Swiss match. And Conan's mask was gone. This mask symbolized everything about you. But now you lost it. And now all you do is leech off of people in wrestling. You leech off of anybody. And he named people like Art Barr, Eddie Guerrero, and that he still leeches off Rey Mysterio. Which that damn near has a good point. That's some realism to that. That is a good point. Because I will say, when Rey left WWE, who was really with Rey a lot of the times? And a lot of people say it was like taking care of business for him, but you always saw Conan around Rey a lot at the time when he left WWE. But I believe they said Conan he's done that to other people and leech off of them, and now he's even leeched off the older version LAX, and even many. I'm sure there's many people you could say that Conan. I don't know. That's probably managed and stuff. Maybe in Mexico or any other company that was, because I don't know. What is he with Pentagon and Kalisto? Pentagon and Phoenix right now in MLW, or you can go back. Some say Ron Killings or Taya in Mexico. So it's many people, but he had a damn good point, and pretty much he said that he knows this from Rey, and that Rey doesn't need Conan, but Kingston pretty much said you just leech off everybody you touch in this industry, and then you just got a couple of young marks you're leeching off right now. And that losing the mask was the beginning of the end for Conan. He pretty much burned the mask then as Homicide, his thing, and pretty much ended it. But that was a great promo from Kingston, though. A very great promo, which I'm like, damn. He put, that was some deep shit he put out there, too. That was deep. So I am looking forward to this match, though, in this Concrete Jungle thing, when they hit New York in the next 2 weeks. But that was a very good-ass promo. I will say that. Followed by and KM was somewhere, I don't know, it was like some room, pink, and I guess, KM was hurt on a couch, sleeping, is followed by, pretty much read him a lullaby in Ba language, as, KM pretty much kind of woke up and told Ba to come closer, say, we got to get revenge for us, alright, and he said he believed in Ba and told him to go, so we'll see where that goes, but it was pretty funny. Tessa was in the back, pretty much sitting somewhere, talking about Taya. Pretty much Tessa says she's, beating the best in Mexico and everything. So with BFG, if this is what Taya wants, then you got it, alright? You want to call me a bitch? I'm going to show you who the bitch is at Bound for Glory, as Tessa Blanchard went on to say. One match I really didn't like right here, which it wasn't bad, but Allie and Kiera Hogan versus Su Yung and the Undead Maid of Honor. It's not like the match was that bad or anything. But the finish was very strange to me, because even I thought Su Yung didn't would have gone over, but I was surprised that Young actually took the pinfall from Kiera, really. I know they would try to build Kiera Hogan up, but wasn't Su Yung at the top at one point? Shouldn't the Undead Maid of Honor be taking pinfalls, and not Su? Because, yes, she was the champion and everything, and really on top with her gimmick. But now it's like they kind of brought it down for some reason, so they can continue this feud with Allie and Su Yung. So I don't really think she needs to be taking pinfalls right now, because I feel like her title reign could have been longer, but it's like they've really watered down her push for some reason. Matt Sydal was doing his third eye, meditating somewhere with CGI third eye, really. Rich Swann pretty much says, stop that shit, stop that and get up. Listen, we get in the singles match next week. Alright? That's what's going to go down. In the main event then, Johnny Impact and Eddie Edwards versus Killer Kross and Moose. Pretty good tag match, mostly logical, I will say that. One strange thing, I will say that Moose put his hand in his balls and then chopped Johnny Impact for some reason. That was kind of strange. Maybe, I don't know, taking lessons from Randy Orton. I wanted to put that joke in there, but like I said, he kind of put his hand in his balls for some reason. The match wasn't bad, I will say that. Aries did try to get involved with the title, but Johnny took him out with the belt and then held the belt up, which I don't know why he did. They could have waited till after the match. Kross hit him with a Doomsday Saito suplex. Edwards then hit Killer Kross with a kendo stick and kind of looked to the crowd. Moose hit that flying spear he does, flipping him over for the win. But it was a really good tag team match, I will say that. And it keeps logic going here. I still don't really want to see Austin Aries and Johnny Impact in the main event for Bound for Glory. It was always just a great match and a clean finish. Because I never thought it made sense when it was last year was Eli Drake and Johnny for the main event. All because Johnny Impact really didn't do anything to deserve the damn main event. And it was just so strange a few weeks ago. It says, hey, I'm next in line. I get a title shot just because. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense why you're getting a title shot, though. So, they could have done something and do this type of shit. Still ain't gave Pentagon Jr. his rematch yet. Still doesn't make sense to me there. But this did pretty much further the story into this. I believe we are 2 weeks away from Bound for Glory. So, we will see what they cook up in the next 2 weeks when we get the full match card. I am looking forward to the pay-per-view. I will say that. I am ready to see what goes down. But that's my Impact Wrestling review for this week. Still a lot of wrestling shows going on over the weekend. I will say that. I thought about doing a Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor review, but I didn't really kind of get into it. And I got to get ready for this damn New Japan Fighting Spirit that's happening in under the hour. So maybe I'll be back later on tonight with a review of that. So I am looking forward to that. I wish it could have been on Access TV, though. But since Josh Barnett has travel issues and it's Jim Ross and Kevin Kelly, it has to be on the NJBW World thing. Or I will look it up on the internet for a live stream. But that is my Impact Wrestling review. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.